Smooth 98.1 Lagos, Nigeria world. Here we are, the 9 o'clock hour on Smooth Breakfast is always where we get to have a robust, in-depth conversation. And today I'm I'm really happy about the conversation that we're about to have, right? And I have two people who are going to be joining me and starting off the conversational ball so that we can get you in on this as well. I'll give you the different platforms that you can join this conversation. So of course, because we get to talk, you can call up on 0144 89981. You can send WhatsApp messages wherever you are in the world, 20809 440 981. And if you're sending a message from outside of the country, +234 is the country code. You can also take it to Twitter. We've posted about this. You can use the hashtag Lagos Talks 981. Join the conversation. Let me know. Let us know your thoughts, your opinions, your wants, and how you think we can move things forward. Now today, because of Friday, we decided less of the current affairs and politics, and let's talk about that healthy lifestyle. We had talked about something like this much earlier on in the week, and I thought, okay, let me get the people who are in the know to discuss this. So on healthy living and the realities of Nigerian life, I have got, first of all, Mrs. Adeola Atinuke Akanbi, who is a public health nutritionist professional and research scientist with the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, in Lagos. And she had her first degree in food science and her postgraduate degree in population and reproductive health nutrition. And she's passionate about women and children's health and well-being. And she's going to be talking to us about the nutritional and, psychological aspect of things when it comes to healthy living. Adeola, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
I'm really glad. Yeah. Such a pleasure to have you, and I'm really glad you're able to join me and also Glory Etim. Glory, I'm glad to have finally met you. I've heard a lot about Glory. She's an analyst with SBM Intelligence, and she's one of those figures who goes out deep and gets the data, gets the information, speaks to the people on ground, and tells us this is what life is really like in Nigeria. So Glory, welcome. Good morning.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Glory, I brought you in because when we're talking about living healthy and eating healthy and, trying to just live our best lives as Nigerians, we need to take into economic and financial and security and all the other aspects of it. So Glory's going to be hitting us with some figures, and also because this is Lagos Talks, we're always looking at solutions, right? So we're also going to be figuring out just how creative we can get when it comes to being healthy and being Nigerian. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to start off with, let's just look at this generally. And Adeola, I'm coming to you for this one, right? So real quick, I just want to find out, what, in your opinion, does healthy living actually look like?
Healthy living is a well-being in body, soul, and in body, soul, and spirit. How are you doing? Okay. How are you doing? What is your score? Compare in your spirit, in your soul, and in your body. So, that's healthy living. Yes.
Right. Okay. Body, soul, and spirit, man. And by the way, join the conversation at any point. The phone lines are up on 0144 89981. Let us know what you think. So that's what healthy living looks like: body, soul, and spirit. Okay. Yes. So body-wise, right? We're looking at eating, we're looking at working out, we're looking at taking care of our health, maybe going to visit the doctor, all of that,
please.
Right?
Yes, please.
Sounds pretty easy. But then this is Nigeria, and there's a reason that jackpot has become a word that everybody is very, very, very familiar with. So, Glory, how easy do you think it is for Nigerians to just be healthy in body, soul, and spirit right now?
Oh, well, so when we talk about Nigerians being healthy in body, soul, and spirit, it's actually multidimensional, because, there are lots of influencers, like there are lots of impactors, if I should use that word. So when you talk about healthy living, like she said, in body, soul, and spirit, what would make Nigerians healthy, stuff like their living standards, stuff like unemployment, income levels, and all of those things. So all of those things, they have a connection with healthy living that Nigerians, as in with how Nigerians can live healthily and all of that.
Right. Now, when you talk about multidimensional, I mean, I have to go to the report that was released. And so we saw what's the word? What's the word? A joint effort and a joint report that was released on the Nigerian part by the NBS, our National Bureau of Statistics, in which a staggering figure came out. And I spoke about this during Freshly Pressed with the chemist F. Young, also of SPM Intelligence. And this talked about 133 million Nigerians living in multidimensional poverty. What does that mean?
Okay, so when they talk about 133 million people living in dimensional poverty, it measures health, it measures school attendance, that's education, it measures living standard, and it measures unemployment. So in terms of health, it means that it measures issues like food insecurity, nutrition, time taken to healthcare, and with relation to education, it measures school attendance, school years of schooling, and how all of these, influence the living standards of Nigeria. In terms of living standard, it measures issues like, access to clean water, water reliability, sanitation, housing materials, cooking fuel, assets. And it also measures unemployment, underemployment, security shocks. So when they say that 133 million Nigerians are experiencing multidimensional poverty, it means that in all of these dimensions, which are by about 11, that in a quarter of them, there are people who are doing badly. In a quarter of these,
wow,
there are people, yes. So
okay, and looking at all the different factors that went into the issue, the idea of multidimensional living and poverty, it's something that has hit that if you look at it, at least one factor has hit us, each and every one of us as Nigerians, that we can't get away from it. Now, Adeola, so when people think about the idea of healthy living, right, and healthy eating as well, what they look at is all the blogs that we go online, and people are like, yeah, you can eat healthily. Just substitute I don't know, a smoothie. Just substitute a smoothie instead of your normal meal. And it's actually cheaper to eat healthily. But then going up on Twitter, you see people who are like, it's not cheaper to eat healthily. Prices of oranges are going up. So when an orange costs as much as a pack of noodles, and people have talked about which one will fill them up quicker, how do Nigerians, what have you seen as trends in Nigerians and healthy eating, first of all? And whether we oh, I like that. Oh, okay. Going straight to you.
Yes, when you talk about the fact that the trend, it saddens me that people don't go to the root to actually teach people how to eat healthy. We instead think that everybody wants to sell. As new people that are not even trained as nutritionists, they want to sell, they want to make good money. So they will sell whatever aspect of whatever it is that they want to sell. But elder living comes as fundamental as what we were taught in school. I'm sure at a point you did biology, you did integrated science. What are the essentials? Carbohydrates, proteins. We know those are the classes of food. So what are the essentials in those classes? We know in carbohydrates, we must eat fiber. And the majority of our fiber can be found in all great foods. We need to eat essential fatty acids. Where do we get essential fatty acids? We get it in oily foods and olive oil. They don't teach people very well how to apply these things into their food. Also, protein. Where do we get our complete protein? We get it in animal proteins. Or when you combine certain grains together, that's certain legumes with grains. Maybe what is empty in one, what is not present in one legumes, you get it somewhere. And then eating vegetables and fruits. Diversify. So that's what makes me sad, first of all, that people are not taught the nitty-gritty. It's all about losing weight. And then I like what you said when you started talking at first. You spoke about the fact that I want to remember exactly the way you said it. It's a mindset issue. You said that, fruits are getting more expensive. Is your meat pie not getting more expensive? Is your egg roll not getting more expensive? What is it that is not? Is noodles not getting more expensive? Mm-hmm. Everything is getting more expensive, but we forget that we are not eating. We are not living to eat. We are eating to live. The essence, why are you eating? Why are you putting the food in your mouth? Is it because the reason you are living is to be eaten? No. You are eating because you want to live. So if you are eating to live, what do your body need? So mindset has to first of all be conquered about, okay, fine. Then you can do without, and then I said something about adults. You're not a child. Why are you always snacking? The reason we snack is because for instance, as adults, is because we don't eat elderly. In the morning, how is your food like? Like, first of all, learn how my food should look on a normal day. And then you say that, oh, something is expensive, you are going for noodles. Noodles cannot keep you for a long time. I guarantee it within, it depends on how we are different. For some men, noodles like they are eating biscuits, or some women as well. But if, for instance, you want to eat in the morning, look at your plate. Is the protein there? Is the fatty acid, is the fat there? Is fat present? That's good fat, not that you're taking margarine and with bread, the bread is white. Are you nourishing your body? So all those things, we need to take cognizance of them and realize that it is not that it is expensive. Everything is expensive. Take it as a reality. Everything is expensive. Everything is going to be like that. But how can you ensure that whatever is being said in the media does not get into you? Like, yes, it's happening, but you yourself, what are you going? You're going to take your life into your hands and ensure that you do the best for yourself. Because in the long run, you are the one that will be getting sicker by the day. And so all this is okay. Let me go back to the how to eat elderly. Looking at fruits and vegetables, for instance, how do you ensure that you get it cheap? There are things in season. Go there. I was surprised at the point I was taking bell peppers. I know normally wherever you live, it depends on the area you live in. My friend of mine was telling me in Nigeria that one bell pepper is about 700 naira, and then over here is about 500 naira thereabout. But you'll be surprised that when it's in season, you get to the market, you can get a bowl of it for 500 naira. Is that very interesting when you get to the major market? So if you go there are times that oranges are in season, and it's like the way you will get the orange, you'll be very surprised. So eat the fruit in season, and you don't never get one fruit in season. God also devised everything that you get different things in different seasons that will cater for your well-being.
Adeola, you're speaking to somebody who only likes certain fruits. I can't help you on that one. But yeah, you're right. There is something about eating in season. Glory, what would you say to what Adeola talked about? Stop looking at how expensive everything is. You're still gonna have to eat at the end of the day, aren't you?
Okay, so while she was talking about it, my mind was just going to different places and the reports that we've done over the years. And, we cannot underestimate the impact of income, what people earn, you understand, and the kind of food they're able to eat.
Now, you guys do a jollof rice index, right? And
yes.
The price shot up.
Yes, I'm going to speak about that. So, okay. So first of all, when I want to explain this whole issue to the understanding of everyone, what I always use is a poverty framework by Amata Sen. And this is what it says. It says, if you don't have money to buy food, for instance, you might depend on other people to give you food. And if you don't have other people to give you food, probably you get the food by yourself. But over the years in Nigeria, we've seen that, these three ways, supposedly, of getting food, of getting meal, you understand, all of them has been affected. For instance, cultivating food now in Nigeria is a difficult thing, because of the insecurities that we have, especially in food producing states. And then if you talk about income, even with the minimum wage at 30,000 naira, that cannot buy a bag of rice. As of today, a bag of rice is almost 43,000 naira in the market. So, when you add all of these things together, and then, if you depend on other people to give you food, everybody's, struggling, like household income is shrinking. So you don't have, those charitable people giving you food and all of those kind of things, because Nigeria does not have sort of social protection system that is all encompassing. So you cannot say, for instance, oh, I don't have food, I'm going to the council to go and complain and all of those kind of things. So because of all these, Nigerians can barely eat. You understand? So it's not really about, some people have this idea, some people have this knowledge about healthy living, but the economic situation is not allowing them to think about that, because it's survival. So for instance, in the Jollof Index that you mentioned, when we started collecting, the Jollof Index, the cost of making a pot of rice was about 4,000 naira. Now is more than 9,000 naira, about 9,400. So, you see all of these disparities. And one of the things that, our respondents say is they keep substituting spaghetti, rice for spaghetti, in it for real beef. They've just been trying to adjust.
I mean, it was really interesting, right? One particular food chain started an advert with the protein getting a meal and the protein being egg instead of meat or chicken.
Exactly. So I don't know how many Nigerians still eat with chicken and beef, like the Nigerian jollof we grew up to see, where you have beef, you have chicken by the side, and then whatever. So nowadays people are going for cheaper alternatives like egg, and egg itself is no longer cheap. So just between January and now, the price of egg has increased by 25%. You understand?
Right.
So people now.
Okay, so Gloria, I'm going to have to pause you here, but we'll talk about the price of egg going up because we need to take a quick break. When we get back from the break, though, it's still going on. We're talking, if you've just tuned in, we're talking healthy living and the realities of Nigerian life. As a Nigerian in Nigeria today, how are you living your healthy life? I actually want to find out how you are going about it. What creative ways and solutions have you come up with? Are you just like, put your hands together? Well, I'm on an enforced diet. I'm on 1 meal a day instead of 3 meals a day now. Let us know, or you've started substituting the healthy stuff for in less or more belly filling, if not nutritious, inexpensive, unhealthy things. Let us know. 0144489981. That's the number to call. We'll be right back after this break. Okay, so Glory, we'll come back with you. Give me 1 second. Let me see if this phone line is all right. Okay, so we're going to be back in slightly under 3 minutes. What I want to talk about, and Adeola, I want you to weigh in, because right now you've been talking about how just like the fundamentals of healthy eating and whatnot, yes, but I want you to get it to specifics for Nigerians and even here in Lagos. How much is the food? How much is the food? Like, if you're going to substitute, let's say, Indomie and egg, no, let's not use brand names. If you're going to substitute a pack of noodles and egg, what are you going to substitute it with that's the same price?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, let's get down to it. Because right now, when you're like, oh yeah, eat fats, eat this, I'm just like, okay, yeah, but how? So we need to talk about the hows as well, not just the what's and whys and shoulds. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. But you're doing well though. And then we'll have I'll take a couple of calls on the other side of the break, and then we'll see what people have to say about this. Ooh, what's happening here? And then Glory, nice one. So what I also want to talk about is the hunger index on the other side, right? So you've spoken about oh wait, hold on, what's this? Oh yeah, and can we also talk about Christmas? Because Christmas is coming, prices are going up. So Adeola, as you're talking about how much is everything and what we can substitute, I'm going to ask you how we're going to do this thing come Yuletide period, because Christmas inflation is an annual inflation that we know about. How are we going to survive it and live healthily? And then also, apart from food, let's talk about, I think stress is also a huge, huge, huge factor when it comes to Nigerians' health, and especially here in Lagos. We've got stress from traffic, we've got stress from insecurity, we've got stress from everything. I just stunned myself into silence when thinking about the stress. Because I know that since I've come here, like every time I go to another country now, there's always something missing. And then after a while, it's like, oh, it's the stress. The stress is missing. So let's talk about stress, which has become a very normal part of our lives. Oops. Sorry. All right, we're coming back in now. Oh, we've got a call already. Shopsy, what are you doing? There we go. All right, Smooth 98.1. Here we go. It is 22 minutes gone past 9 o'clock. So let's get straight back into the conversation. And right now, we're going to be talking about, for Lagos Talks on Smooth Breakfast, we are talking about healthy living and how we as Nigerians can do it. I already see the phone lines going on 0144899981. Let me see if I can take this call. Okay. Let me try another one. Remember to call 0144899981. You can also send WhatsApp messages in to 0809440981 or take things over to YouTube or Twitter. We are streaming live on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. All right, let me take this first call. Hello, good morning. What's your name and your location?
Hello, good morning. My name is David.
All right, morning, David. So where are you calling me from today? All right, David. Okay, fantastic. David from Festac. So David, tell me how exactly it is that you are living healthy as a Nigerian right now. How are you eating? How are you keeping your healthy body and lifestyle? And how are you dealing with stress?
Actually, and I also he was able to connect me with people that deliver specific ingredients and materials and all that for cooking on a weekly basis. So I just literally ask for restock, and that happens, and then I follow the meal plan. So I already have a budgeted amount per week that I am able to work with, and that has been my flow for a while now.
That's interesting. Oh, but then, okay.
Yeah, but then, I mean, you wouldn't blame these guys that are helping me when they slightly increase their prices because of what's happening. I mean, the economy and all of that. So there's been like, on 2 occasions now, there's been like an increase, and I'm like, wow. So recently I have been thinking of another way or how I could, I don't know, save some money while still maintaining my healthy living. I don't know.
All right, that's an interesting one. Adeola, this is where you come in. So David has been eating healthily quite nicely because, can you hear me, Adeola? Oh, looks like we have an issue. But David, first of all, thank you very much for your call, and Adeola will come in and we'll discuss this. So David has talked about having kind of outsourcing the healthy meals to other people, which is quite interesting, but prices have been going up as naturally they would. Now, Glory, you know what? I'm going to bring you on because I'm just seeing if, and then we'll get Adeola on later. But what did you think about that?
Okay, so judging from what he said, you tell that he's not he's not part of the 133 million Nigerians we're talking about, because outsourcing meal plan itself is outsourcing meal plans itself, costs money. The person who is going to, give you the meal plan, that's somebody's business, But if that helps him to, stay healthy and all the budgeting, it's fine. But one of the things that he said that is that I would like to talk about is when he spoke about, the cost of the food items increasing. That's like what every Nigerian is facing at this moment. For instance, you buy food today, maybe you buy turkey 2,200, and in another 2 days you go back and the turkey still is saying, oh, this meal is now 2,400 or something like that. So that's like what every Nigerian is facing, and it just leads to reducing of portions. That's like the most the most coping strategy for most people. So
sorry, I didn't quite get that last part. What was the most coping strategy for most Nigerians?
They've been reducing their portions.
The portions,
Yes,
right?
Yes. In fact, I was at the market a few days ago, and the meat seller was prepping me on how people are no longer asking for cut big, understand of that kind of thing. They're now really emphasizing that please make sure that the portions are small and all of these things. So these are the small ways that you see the reality of this food prices on people.
Yeah, now one thing that I've noticed is the division of what used to be of units, right? So you'll get a bunch of plantains, but then when does a bunch become half a bunch? And then when does half a bunch become one? And when does a tuber of yam become less than and become pieces of a tuber? Now, what I want to do, I'll take another call, 0144899981. Let me know what you have to say on this platform. Let's do this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ayo.
Oh, all right, Ayo, go ahead. Sorry about that. I was just figuring out some technical issues, but you're back on. So, Ayo, where are you calling me from? Isola. All right, Ayo, go ahead. Share your thoughts with us.
Coming to the way of living as an elderly, I've always been, not always been, so I've always been on the big side after childbirth and everything. So I'm taking my health life very serious. So portion control has always been my thing for the last 6 years, and everything. So, and even with the cost of things going high and everything, with my kids, as in, it has always been think we are doing pretty well, just to say that, I mean, when it comes to food. So I don't think they're expensive, but at least we still try to manage to get by. So that's just thing.
Okay, on portion control. Now, what about things for the soul and the enjoyment? How's it been enjoying life as a family in Lagos?
I will tell you that, as in, okay, myself and my husband will go out maybe on a weekend. We used to.
Yes, keywords used to.
Into date night, and but for some time now we've not done that. So what we just do, maybe when he's coming back from his office on Friday night, we get to be like 3 hours, and we just have our date night at home. So when the kids are asleep, so at least we still try to find time to enjoy ourselves that way instead of going out and spending that much.
Okay, I like that. That's a creative way of doing things, right? And that's actually something that we're gonna talk about. Thank you so much for calling. Sorry, your name has just slipped my mind. What's your name and your location again? Ayo. Okay, Ayo from Isola. Ayo, thank you very much for that. And you know what? It's the mindset thing that I'm on. All right. So on the other side of this break, we're going to be talking about that. Adeola, Glory, and myself. Thank you so much. I have a fantastic weekend. All right, bye. Okay, so ladies, you heard what I had to say. And so on the other side of this, let's start talking creativity because Glory, man, you've been coming in with the trends and the numbers and how everything's going down, down, down. But at the end of the day, we have to live in Nigeria. Not everybody can jackpot. So how
That's
do we live
true.
in Nigeria and what are the creative ways? And Adeola, that's also what I'm gonna come to you for because I talked about, okay, yeah, prices have been going up, portions have been going down, but they've been managing and everything. They've still been doing well. The enjoyment factor, though, because it's not just about the body, is it? And so, yeah, when one of my listeners said that, and this message is going to stay with me for a long time. He was like, he went to go and see a film, and the prices had gone up. I think it was for a specific film, though. But he was like, it went from 1,500 naira to 6,000 naira. So for that 24,000 naira for his family, they just went to go and buy food and stay at home. So let's talk about creative ways of enjoying ourselves and of being healthy rather, and feeding not just our bodies but our minds on the other side of this. So make sure you keep it tuned and keep on calling 01448991. We will see you on the other side of this break.
8.1.
Oh, okay. We are on a break. Oh, YouTubers, you can also leave your comments on the live chat. Yeah, I'm monitoring the live chat right now. I'll even go over to Twitter as well. What's the hashtag? Lagos Talks 981. Hashtag Lagos Talks or 981. Although I have to say that first caller, who is outsourcing things. In fact, if you're watching, yeah, but that's the thing, right? He's outsourcing because probably if it were left up to him, he would just eat noodles or, take out. So that's probably his attempt at staying healthy and staying on a budget. Because at least you can actually budget it as opposed to having to go to the market every day, or every week or so. So you can budget it. You can say, okay, this is the amount I'm getting for food, or I'm going to be able to eat 3 meals a day with. So I quite like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good method.
Budget said, first of all, it's actually a mindset. It's true that these things are happening, but the more you see the negative part, you see more. What you focus upon is what you see more, and you can't blame them because they are not being told. That's my take about things. If you tell, like, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing, absolutely nothing is new under the sun. This inflation we are experiencing, they've experienced something probably not as worse as we are seeing our times. But I know there was a time that a dollar was lower to a naira. And I know when I used to buy Tom like 5 kobo thereabout or something that ridiculous when I was very quite young. So first of all, what I look for the solutions instead of looking at the fact that, oh, I don't have money. These same people that they are saying they don't have money to buy good food, they have money to buy egg buns.
Money to buy what?
Egg buns.
Egg
buns in the show glass.
Egg buns. Okay.
Yes. Egg buns in the show glass.
See, can you see Glory's face? Because Glory's just like, the numbers don't lie.
No, it's not that the numbers lie, but what you focus upon is what you know, is what you keep saying. Your focus becomes your world, becomes your view.
Okay, but are you speaking to the 63% of Nigerians who are living in poverty, or are you speaking to the?
I just spoke to when it comes to the 63%.
Because you're poor.
I liked what Glory said concerning the fact that you can make food for yourself. It's unfortunate in Lagos, home gardening cannot be practiced as much as we would like. When I was growing up, almost all vegetables, like most vegetables that Yoruba people eat, was in my it's still in my father's compound.
So you just go over to your dad's compound and start.
Yeah, I get ewedu there. I get vegetable green, apple green there. Do you understand? So right. I get this water leaf there. I can remember there's bitter leaf in my father's compound. We have 3 for pawpaw, 3 for cashew, 3 for tangerine and oranges.
You're in the top 5% of Nigerians.
No, what is it?
Where's your father's compound?
Let me the top 5% of Nigerians.
Yeah, therefore people in Lagos, you can practice home gardening with that.
Hold on, ladies, we're going back on air. Let's take this conversation over to the radio waves. Okay, it is 36 minutes gone past 9 o'clock. And we've been having such an interesting conversation, which you can find up on youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. And this is all about the creative side of things, right? The creative side of healthy living. Because, I feel like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place in that Glory's like, come on. So people are getting poorer every day, and the food is also disappearing in some states because of insecurity and all of that, which we've heard lots of information has been put out about that. And then on the other side is Adeola, the nutritionist, who's like, Adeola, it's a mindset thing. It is really a mindset thing because your circumstances can change, but still your mind needs to be in the game. Now we've got calls in. Let me just take this next call and then we'll continue the conversation. All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Is that, what's your name and your location? I think it's Gary Newton. All right, Gary Newton, go ahead and share your thoughts. How easy is it for you as a Nigerian, especially living in Lagos, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, or are you even living a healthy lifestyle at this point?
It's getting things in bulk. So I'm kind of buying literally everything in bulk. I can take my place at least 3 months. So without doing, I barely feel the frequent change in prices. For that said, there's a question that has been disturbing me is prices of things are actually increase. Take for instance, the prices of food and other things are increasing, which is fair enough for an eatery to increase their price. I think that the prices actually increase regularly, like the movies, cinemas areas and the others. But because the prices of other communities have increased, they just increase these things. The other day, I had to go to a different location for some work, and could you believe that on a plane that is supposed to take about 230 passengers, we are looking, we're not up to 17. Because of the high price. So I'm wondering, is it that this group of persons, it belongs to one particular association that they must increase this? Because if it
what, the Price Increasers Association?
Because if you look at the cost of going to a cinema, for example, so okay, instead of me going to a cinema, we see a lot of people are saying that. But if you reduce that price, or with the normal price you were giving out before, more people will come, you make more money. So I don't understand why things that are indirectly connected to most of the scarce products are actually increasing in prices. I don't understand.
All right, Gary Newton, that's actually a key question to ask. Thank you for that. I'm gonna take you off air now. Let's discuss this, right? Because there's some certain things that just the prices go up when the dollar goes up against the naira, and we don't know why. Because we're like, okay, take farming for instance. Some people say, oh, this chicken that we spent months raising, months before the price of before the dollar went up. Suddenly, the chicken is dollar that has affected the price of chicken, or dollar that has affected the price of cinema tickets, or dollar that has affected this. And so Gary Newton is like, it's not that easy to figure out how to enjoy and live well when, prices are just going up arbitrarily and you don't know why. Glory, this is something that I need you to speak to, right? Gary said, please, is there a price increasing association that we don't know about?
Oh, okay. So one thing that he has to understand is that there's always a ripple effect. So, what he was talking about, increased cost of going to the cinemas and all of that, it just occurred to me that I just remembered that, the price of diesel had really gone up.
Oh, yeah.
Over 200%. So, in fact, even banks are closing by 3 o'clock. I think my one branch here, I have engaged in a fight before because they actually closed by 2:30. And after all my screaming, they didn't open for me. They said the bank has closed. I messaged the head office. I was angry, and they said that they've reviewed their closing time in some of their branches, because of the new economic realities and all of that. So there's if you notice, is like, everything is hitting Nigeria in all corners. If it's not the price of if it's not the dollar rate, it's something like insecurity. If it's not insecurity, it's a bad policy. If it's not a bad policy, just something, one thing or the other. So I think I didn't hear him quite clearly, but I heard him talking about a flight that was half full, or not even half full, or
with
something
17
like that.
passengers in it, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. So, these guys too are also facing serious issues in terms of the ability to take back their money to their countries and all of that. So, that one is, Forex related. And then government, trying to control the markets, which they're not able to. So these are like the issues. These are like the issues that that Nigerians are facing. So just to speak more to what the speaker said, he was talking about the cost of enjoyment per se. One thing that Nigerians can do is to create their own enjoyment. So if you're unable to go to a cinema, you can, do some family stuff together, maybe get your friend together in a room, maybe just draw.
Is this the resurgence or the renaissance of the board games?
Something like that. And I was reading, what's the name of this? I was reading Michelle's The Light We Carry. That's a new book. Yes, and she was talking about how some of these things help, maybe just doing family arts, family paintings, knitting or something like that, or watching documentaries together. So I think that's one way that Nigerians can just, try to keep the enjoyment going so that they're not depressed or fucked out or something.
All right, now, Adeola, one thing that I've Adeola, one thing that I've noticed people have started talking about, and especially people who are able to work remotely, have started saying that, okay, they're looking at creative ways of getting around price hikes and costs of living and stresses of living. For example, we know that Lagos has its own particular Lagos stress. Isn't it a beautiful thing? How will you know that you're a Lagosian if you aren't stressed? But also, people have talked about even leaving Lagos and going to other cities and towns, and then where the price of or the cost of living has gone lower. So let's speak a little more about the creative solutions that we find. And I know that we're having a spirited conversation off air about just our backyard farming and how you miss the days where we all had that, and whether it's even possible in Lagos.
Why we can't do the backyard farming in Lagos, so to say? I know that there's home gardening that we can practice in little pots and all that people are doing right now. And I understand the heart for the people that Glory has. It's true, things are more expensive, but are they not eating at all? I understand perfectly that, yes, things can be, but I love what somebody said. You have to plan ahead. If you don't plan ahead, we can keep lamenting and sit on the floor and be like, oh, rice is not very expensive. You spoke about, and then you spoke about something that had to do with how we can substitute food. Look at noodles, for instance. Noodles has increased. Noodles used to be 30 naira. Now noodles is about 100 naira for that small one. And that small one has even been halved. It's no more as big as it used to be. So you have to plan.
Inflation.
Yes, because they are not just increasing the prices, they are reducing the sizes of the products. So if, for instance, instead of noodles, one noodles definitely cannot do an adult. You would want to aim for like about 3 noodles and probably buy egg, which is very expensive. The egg really hurts my heart. Like, egg is not that expensive. So you look at that, for instance, potatoes, for instance, that's sweet potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as expensive. It's much more expensive than it used to be before. If you buy 200 naira potatoes, it will be everywhere. if you buy from the normal people, not that you're buying from the eyebrow areas, like then it's going to be everywhere. But now it's more expensive, but it's more satisfying than even eating noodles. You boil that. What is your source of fat? Palm oil is more expensive. There's none of those things that is not more expensive. You had a little bit of
Adeola, something is happening on your end. Gosh, something really is happening on your end.
Do you think that for a
well,
whole
I
pot
guess
of
that's
soup,
just
my
really
typical
a
Yoruba
signal
the
for
way
us
we
to
used
take
to make
our
our soup,
final
like we
break
have to
of
know that we
Lagos
have
Talks.
bread and
And then when I get back, we'll hear from somebody who's been living in Lagos and going through the stresses and checking out the prices, and we'll see how she's maintaining healthy living in Lagos. Yes, Chima.
Who says I'm healthy, living healthy?
All right.
Who said anything about me living healthy?
Okay, we'll talk about this after the break. Thank you very much.
That's under the assumption that I'm living healthy.
I'm so sorry that I assumed you were living healthy. Come on. They can't see you from over there. Hi, everyone. This is Oluwaseun, our Olusegun. So
she's frozen with a cute smile.
Adeola, she's talking about you.
Okay.
So Adeola, you are freezing. Hold on, you're muted now.
Oh, sorry, I did not know. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
So
good morning.
We're starting to do the robot dance on air. So typically
my network just went off. I wonder what happened. I'm so sorry.
From time to time, it does that. Yesterday, I don't know what happened, but on a certain mobile network that I cannot name because we're on YouTube, everybody that was on that network was just like, okay, so can't reach you. Green. Yeah, no, it was, what color are they? Oh, yeah, they are green. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, they are green. Greenly Nigerian. Yes. So we'll be back in 2.5 minutes. So when we get back, let's just let's hear from Shil, and then we can have some.
You know, I don't like to talk about all the depressing.
This is not depressing. This is about maintaining your healthy living.
Yeah, and going to the market when you want to get. So there was this day I
Excuse
wanted
me,
to get.
It's not being depressing.
Garden eggs and granite because I like to snack on them, and it's healthy. It helps the bowel movement and all the other stuff. And
can you hear Shil?
They should be able to hear me, I believe.
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would ordinarily get for 100 naira, the malam told me to come and get it for 200 or 300.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
but you can't blame
more
them.
Than double.
Yeah, you can't blame them. And I'm thinking of a lot of things. You really can't.
Okay,
I mean,
fine.
They are also a victim of whatever supply issues going on.
If you say so, that's true.
Yeah. So these days, I don't even struggle with people. I don't haggle as much unless I see that you're clearly rubbing with a gun.
This day, I'm very, very quiet. How much is it? Come, put your hand inside my very slim wallet. Let's see if it's only slim or just anorexic. Does it have anything left? When they start shaking your shake. There was a point at which I was using my card and my card just actively started getting hot. Or maybe that was my imagination. And Glory just went, well, I'm sure she'll be back. So my card was hot and I was like, it feels hot. This thing, my card doesn't like spending too much money. It doesn't like spending too much money. It doesn't
like the sound of savings occurrence.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's the most, I don't know, question in Lagos. Well, anyway.
Oh wait, okay, Gary Newton. Oh, Gary Newton came in with the conversation about with his question. So. Gary Newton. Yeah. No, he was even talking about going to the cinema. He said, why is this so much more expensive? So Glory said, oh, remember the cost of diesel went up more than 200%. And he's like, yeah, I get that. But it's the same amount of diesel used to power the generator. Okay, we're coming in 30 minutes. Oh, this is the promo for Breakfast in Bed with Oluwaseun.
Yeah, where we get to talk a lot about this kind of healthy living.
Yeah, so Sean does a lot of talking about healthy living. All right, we'll be back in 10 seconds. Let's get into this for the final part. Yay, Glory's back.
Now your breakfast is served.
Smooth 98.1. It is 51 minutes gone past 9 o'clock. And I find it quite interesting that we have two people who are on the breakfast shows here talking about, yes, because Cheryl is in the studio with me as she tries to actively kick me out of the studio so she can get Strictly So on. But before then, we'll talk. So I made the mistaken assumption because I see Cheryl who looks kind of fit with her glowing skin and all whatnot. And she comes in and I'm like, okay, so she's healthy, she's healthy. So I was like, oh, we'll talk about Cheryl and how and her healthy living and how she's been maintaining it in Lagos. And then what did you say, Cheryl?
Okay, I was just saying that you are probably under the assumption that I have been living healthy, and that assumption is right.
So okay.
I
So
love you too.
how's it been though? How's it been trying to maintain that healthy lifestyle?
It's been interesting. It's been sometimes tough, other times yielding to temptation of getting the junks and the cheap things. But in the long run, you're going to have to pay for that. So it's been very creative. So if you want to stay healthy and remain healthy on a budget, you have to be creative. You have to be thoughtful about it. You have to deliberately plan and say, okay, this morning I'm going to have garden egg and groundnut, cucumber and groundnut, or I'm going to have a blend of yogurt, banana,
and groundnuts.
No,
because I felt like
peanut
everything was
butter.
about groundnuts at this point.
Peanut butter.
Oh, right, refined groundnuts. Okay.
No, so I'm just saying that you sometimes need to get creative with it. It's about looking at your kitchen and you have the really ripened plantain and you don't want to throw it away. So what can you make with it? So first off, you have to get creative.
Plantain pancakes.
And there was something that came, so part of the creativity, I remember some months back when my mom came back to Lagos and we were going to look for something to snack on. I don't know if it happens to you, but when you're in the house.
Wait, hold on. Come over here for YouTube.
Okay, they can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you, but they can't see you. And YouTube is a visual medium. Okay, let's try that again. Mm-hmm.
So there was that time when my mom came to Lagos and we're looking for something to snack on because when you are home for a while, you just go around. It happens to me. I don't know about you. You just open the fridge or the freezer and I check. I think I open the fridge about 20 times a day. I go around, I come back. I open the fridge. What is there that I can snack on? I go again. I come back. What is there that I can snack on? So there was this snack we made, sesame seed, and you roast it. So there were two variations. You just roast it with a little bit of salt and you're able to chew it. Or you can add a little bit of honey to it and it cakes it off and you're able to munch on it. That is healthy, nutritious. So those are some of the ways you can get creative with your healthy living. So buy in bulk and be creative with all your menu. All
right. Adeola is like, finally, yes, creativity.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
yeah, sorry.
I almost just choked there, but it's all right. We're good. We're back online. So, what am I going to say? So, Glory and Adeola, I kind of saw both of you nodding enthusiastically while Sharon was talking. Do we agree? Oh, no, not you, Glory.
Yeah.
All right,
was to some of it.
To some of it.
Which of that did you not?
Which of that?
Didn't you agree with?
Oh, well. So, as you guys are having this conversation in my head, I'm just like, if we have to really do justice, we have to, decide, you get the people we are talking about. Like, we don't have to put everybody inside this category because, you guys are, from your conversations, you guys are not in these 133 million people. You understand? When you talk, exactly, you're not there when you're talking about things like opening the fridge and all of those kind of things. So when I was hearing, I was like, oh, okay, this works for people who have income, like a reasonable income and all of those. But for those people who live below the poverty line, for instance, people who are earning or not earning now, are spending less than $2 a day, for instance. What are kind of the coping strategies for them? They cannot buy in bulk. They can't. You understand?
Yeah.
So how do they survive? And these are like, it has gotten to a scale that, when we talk about issues like this, we always talk about things like start the small you can from your own small place. You can inspire the world and all of these things. But it has gotten to a stage where what can actually bring substantial change is like policy changes, like from up down, because things have actually gone awry. So
yeah, because there's only so much that we can do, and we also have to remember that we are
the government will be the one to make the enabling environment. There's nothing you and I can do. What we can do best is to give them education and tell them that this is not the end of the road. How can you make alternative sources of income? As far as you're sitting, I'm very sure you don't have only one source of income anymore. And maybe before, your only one source of income used to be very fine for you. But right now, if you give me another source of income right now, I'm going to take it, like the way Nigeria is. So it's not eating just anybody. Just like it's harder for them, because especially for people that they are not earning money monthly, it's harder for them. That's basically what it is.
All right. Well, ladies, we've come to the end of the conversation, but what an interesting one it was. I had Adeola Atinuke Akanbi, who's a public health nutritionist, professional, and research scientist with the Federal Institute of
We didn't comment on December.
Pardon?
We didn't comment on December.
Oh, we didn't even get a chance to talk about December inflation, but Yuletide inflation. But what happened was that the conversation went in so many different directions that we did not even have a chance, and now we've run out of time. But thank you, Gloria Etim. I'm sure we will have other chances, especially if you come on Freshly Pressed. Gloria Etim is an analyst with SBM Intelligence, and because the Yuletide period is coming, and we do have that annual beautiful phenomenon of Christmas inflation and Yuletide inflation, that's also something that we are going to need to keep in mind and get extra creative with that. Thank you, ladies, for this conversation. It was a very enlightening one, and it was grounded in reality, and then also the fact that we don't need to be tied down if we do, or if we are in that place of privilege. But yes, it's time for us to go. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, thank you. Bye. And that's that for Smooth Breakfast. Coming up, it will be strictly soul, so keep it tuned. Thank you.